What's up, y'all? Happy New Year's. We are doing our New Year's episode, continuing with the holiday themed episodes for into this year, as this is published right at midnight. Now, we are doing resolutions for each team. So we'll start with the NFL, Austin, and it is our resolution. We both agreed to these is fix the overtime rules. I think the overtime rules, if a team scores a touchdown, I think the other team should be given a shot, and I think they should adopt some overtime rules from college because I think overtime in college is incredible, and I think it's really exciting, and I think the NFL could add that to their overtime. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, all they have to say is both teams are guaranteed two possessions. That's all I have to say. Because if the first team goes down, scores a touchdown, the game's not over. Both teams get the ball. And if you want to go for two to win the game, you can, and that would be game because both teams touch the ball. That's the only change the NFL really has to make in regards to overtime is just say both teams get the ball. But when both teams don't get the ball, you have a situation like the Seahawks versus the Packers where Aaron Rodgers doesn't get on the field, the 2018 AFC Championship where Patrick Mahomes doesn't get on the field. It just I think lessens the intensity because, well, it gives more excuses to the teams. Well, we lost because we're an offensive team and our offense didn't get the ball in overtime. And honestly, that's a pretty understandable excuse.
Yeah, I have seen like the way it is now. You have to have um, good uh, good on both sides of the ball, but I do think the NFL should change it. So that's why it's one of the resolutions. Now the MLB, pretty easy one here. It's fix the relationship between players and owners. This is the main reason why there's a lockout and why they were just way on different sides, and that's hurting baseball. And we are doing a series on how they can fix baseball. And but one big thing is if they can at least hold a conversation for more than 7 minutes.
Yeah, and even if they come to agreement, that does not guarantee our resolution. I want the players and owners to have mutual respect and understanding of each other's situations, and I think that'll allow for a better league for everyone involved.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Now for the NHL, discuss the LTIR. So it's not getting rid of it; it's discussing it as depending on how Kucherov operates on the LTIR this year, I could go over to your side, your view of the LTIR, but I think there should be discussion in like how do we investigate this and make sure it's a legitimate thing. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and yeah, everyone probably knows my opinions who's seen our other NHL videos. My opinions on the LTIR, and this is definitely going to see what's going to happen, and precedent needs to be set. And I'm not saying to fully change it, but at least discuss it to understand where there could be flaws in the system.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable resolution. So that's why we have it. Now, our final resolution for the NBA is stop talking about the in season tournament, especially when you have COVID protocols and that needs to be focused on, and just stop talking about the in season tournament. No,
Yeah, let's get
it's
past
annoying.
COVID. Let's get past all these other conversations where players, like, they're not even talking about like whether or not they need to postpone games because they have too many guys out with COVID. Even though they're signing players, those players don't get to practice. There's too much going on right now to discuss an in-season tournament. Let's let's make sure everything can be cleared out where we have no other discussion to talk about. Okay, now we can talk about an in-season tournament. Stop worrying about it right now. There's no need.
Also, if when like you delay the talks and when you have the talk, go. We're not doing this. This is no because I
Well,
just
the reason
don't want.
why, for my opinion, is players sit out regular season games. Why wouldn't they sit out an in-season tournament? I know it's for $1 million, but players like Kawhi, LeBron, that's chump change. I think they would still sit out because all they're trying to do is win a championship at this point in their career.
Yeah. And to me it's kind of trying to do like what the Champions League is, and I just no, don't I don't want a Champions League thing with basketball. I
Well,
do
it's not
not
really a
want it.
Champions League. It's more like a Carbo Cup or a League
Maybe, yeah.
Cup. Yeah, it's more like that where it's everybody in the same league, but it's also happening at the same time. And while other teams are trying to win the Premier League, like other teams are just, well, let's just win the League Cup. Then we'll be happy. But like the NBA doesn't have that issue, and I believe because there are playoffs, unlike the Premier League, uh, there is no need for an in-season tournament. And like I said, I think the premier players would sit out, especially if they have any injury concerns whatsoever.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So now it's time for just our resolutions revolving around predictions. I'll go first. I would like to at least get one winner into like one. We've changed our playoff predictions, and I would like to just get one participant in the championship correct with the new format. I would be pretty happy with that. And then I have one more. If you have, do you want to add two, or do you just want to do one?
We can do two.
Okay.
Do you want to say my first one then?
Yeah.
Okay, my first one would have to be get a perfect first round in either the NBA or any league. I'm fine with just a perfect first round because I haven't done that yet, and it is definitely attainable. What's your second one?
My second one is probably like regal. It's mostly about the NBA. It's maybe the Timberwolves and I come to an agreement of settling our differences aside because we both like to annoy each other.
What
Maybe
about
more
the
one
Cardinals?
sided. Cardinals. Oh well, no, the Cardinals. No, I don't think. Maybe I can add them to the list, but we'll have to. That has a lot more depth to that relationship than the Timberwolves. Timberwolves like over a year. Cardinals has a lot more pain.
Yeah, my second one's probably in regards to long-term predictions. If you're gonna say long-term predictions, I'm talking obviously about myself. Make sure they're not too wild because I feel like I sometimes get I go too far overboard. Keep them realistic. That's that's my
Okay.
last resolution.
Yep, those are our New Year's resolutions for the leagues we cover, and then us revolving around predictions. So feel free to tag us with sports resolutions or resolutions in general in YouTube comments or at our Twitter, Outsiders Opinions. Happy New Year's, and thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.